Hey guys, welcome back to Twinhammer. Today we are covering the Goremongers from the new Blood and Zeal, and we've done a conversion on them. We've done a conversion on the Sanctifiers, and we've tried out both teams. We didn't want to wait for the box. We didn't want to wait for the pre-sale. We're all about conversions here at Twinhammer, so we converted up both teams, and today we'll take you through Goremongers.
Exciting new team that came out in the Blood and Zeal box, and they're an 8 operative team, the first that we've seen for Chaos, which is really cool, and they look really fun to play, and
they're exactly the way I like to play. All out aggression, stage 8 threats, 3 APL threats, and really the rule set, just like anything in Kill Team, the rule set can really provide that narrative, really provide the next layer onto the team. So when we saw the box, I think everybody was expecting what we just got in Adepticon, which was NIDS and another team. So this NIDS and AdMech was amazing. I think we're in the golden age of Kill Team. We are in Warhammer Overload right now. So many cool reveals coming out. And right now, that box with the rules was actually something so refreshing and so cool to what was already a golden age meta for Kill Team. So really excited. We played with them right away, and I had really a lot of fun with the Goremongers.
Yep, we are officially at 38 teams, I believe, and with the reveal of Kill Team Typhon, which is the NIDS versus AdMech box, we will be at 40 teams.
Wow.
So 40 balanced and supported teams. We had around 40 with Compendium, but that didn't really count because a lot of the Compendium was just there as placeholders. But now we have 40 bespoke Kill Team factions. And now with the release of Blood and Zeal, we are at 38, and they are digging into different rule spaces to come up with creative ways to make these teams play in their own unique style. And I think for Goremongers and Sanctifiers, they pretty much nailed some pretty unique styles.
Really, these two teams lend so well to Kitbashing and conversions, and we got excited right away. So I'm not a big fan of the Mad Max saga looking Khorne berserkers that came with the box. And I saw the Chris Hemsworth Furiosa Mad Max film on the plane recently, and I didn't really dig that. So we are looking right away with, it's a 10 wound team. How do we make these guys look like chonky boys? Because really love the models in terms of good quality models, but
they're
they
dynamic,
they just weren't for me in terms of the aesthetic, and that's why we do kit bashing. That's why we do conversions. The models are all amazing coming from GW, but we want to make sure we're stamping our own uniqueness on the team. All right, so we had the Corpse Grinder Cult. The Corpse Grinder Cult was a box that I had got for a cultist conversion where the Corpse Grinder Cult would actually transform into these hangry and get hangrier as the game progressed. But I hadn't been able to work on that project yet. We had so many other cool projects that when this came out, I looked at that box again and I said, wow, these guys look like the chonky 10 wound boys that the Mad Max sculpts don't really look like 10 wounds, right? They're half a human, half robot legs, so it doesn't really get a feeling that they have these huge 10 wounds just like scouts or commandos would.
Absolutely. So you had these models ready to go, and it ended up working out perfectly in terms of they really do feel like they represent the stat line and they represent the aesthetic perfectly.
What we have learned and realized about doing Warhammer for over 20 years now, and painting up huge armies for our Warhammer Fantasy, and now doing over 20 warbands and 30 some odd kill teams now, is that the quicker you paint it, the more satisfaction you get back. And the quicker you build it, the more satisfaction you get back. The longer it takes, or the longer the process, the bigger chance it is to remain in your gray pile of shame, or to remain as just a hobby project on your hobby list. So really what we take a philosophy is black primer, gray dry brush, white dry brush, using a lot of dry brush and a lot of contrast paints to get these on the table as quick as possible. And literally while I was having coffee, I'm going to show a time lapse in the next little bit here of me painting this team while having coffee on a Saturday morning before I had to go to one of my programs. And really just having the ability to do that quickly, and then having the game the next night and getting able to play these teams faster than some of the people who got the box already 2 months ago, I think is something so addictively satisfying that really, I don't really want to go to the levels that we were painting before with the upon layer, wash, highlight again. Really, it takes that enjoyment away, and you want maximum enjoyment when painting.
Yes, and GW has done a really good job at providing you with an excellent way to get your models looking great really quickly. Combined with the contrast technique, can really make a very complete look in a very short amount of time. And then you can always go back if you want to go those extra details, get it that next level, you can always go back, but you're going to gain momentum, and that's the most important part. You're going to gain momentum. The project is going to feel like you completed a very full stage of it, and you're going to be able to enjoy using it and running it on the tabletop.
Exactly. So for these guys, actually, the basing was so easy. We had the Necromunda bases, which are already got the little vents on it, that little metal look. So really easy. Just dry brush some copper on it, and you're good to go. Gray and then copper, done. The rest of the guys, the leader I converted from Stormcast. I took one of the things that we got in Skaven Tide, the little flamer. That's the icon of Khorne, which is that 8-inch 4/4 flamer, and it's literally a flame. So I was really excited about that. The head I got from the Corpse Grinder, just put it on the Stormcast Eternal, and that was it. Really easy. And it came out looking, with all the skulls on Stormcast, it really looks like a Khorne leader berserker right away. The rest of them I converted from Corpse Grinder cultists and the big chonky boys. And then the one model, I needed one more model because I had 6 big boys from that one box, and that was the Blooded. And the Blooded is going to come in another video of Skaven Blooded that we've done for Ratman, so check it out up here or up there. We're going to have the link included. But that was the one guy who has the double pistol, so really excited about that.
Yeah, basically I believe we used the Enforcer model from the actual Blooded kit, and then you gave him an extra bolt pistol, so that represents the dual wielding pistol operative from the Goremongers.
So we've got the dual wielding, we've got the big grappling hook operative. We're gonna put it up here.
Pull the other operatives.
You can pull the other operatives. I gave him a cool, huge gun from the Necrons, and we put a little chain from our Drukhari bits that we had. And that really looks like chains that are shooting out of the big gun. And you can really believe that that gun now, and that chonky boy, he can actually pull a Space Marine. Where the kit that it comes with, the little gun and the little guy with the metal legs, you can't really believe that he's really pulling somebody with his own weight. So, especially a Space Marine or a huge operative, right? So really excited about how those turned out. The Aspirants, we used the Vindictors, big spears as well. And that all of the modeling looks exactly like the units. I got so pumped about how they played and the lore of the one Bloodletter that they saw, that they got so inspired to become Bloodletters. I went out and got a champion Bloodletter model, and I was perusing in the store and I saw the Wrathmongers, and they look so cool as Aspirants. And because the Aspirant warrior model is so effective in this list, we're going to build up 5 more. That's going to be in an upcoming video as well. But enjoy this conversion, and remember that conversions can be quick, they can be painted quick. The quicker you convert, the quicker you paint, the more enjoyment you have and the more addicting the whole painting process is. So don't let any time go, and really don't be a perfectionist. Perfection just waiting. Just paint it with the contrast paints as great as you can. Don't look at too many details, and then you'll be on your way to being a Bloodletter thirster, crazy Goremonger of Khorne.